last fall, consultants from Forrester conducted what they call a total economic impact study to examine the potential return on investment a customer can realize by deploying our platform. And one of the areas that they focused on was reduction in the cost of resolving errors. And to me, the customer quote from this study really sums up that value proposition of our error management. It dramatically reduces the time needed to resolve errors, and it simplifies the process so error management can be done by business users instead of technical resources. You agree with that, Kevin? That makes sense to you? Good. Excellent. So, enabling business users to do error management not only reduce costs, but it minimized disruption, right? Because now IT is no longer a bottleneck. Forrester also found that with Celigo, the number of errors was dramatically reduced. And there's two factors at play here. First, there is the auto-resolve functionality that eliminates a lot of errors to begin with. And Kevin's going to talk about that in depth later. Secondly, the rate of errors and mistakes falls because manual processes are automated, right? And when you have manual processes, people will have to manually enter data. And in case of those repetitive tasks of entering data over time, mental focus is going to decrease and human errors will increase by definition. Have you seen that, Kevin? Great. So here's a summary of their analysis, which is focused on resolution of data errors, because it actually excludes the system errors that Celigo manages through auto recovery. And it's based on increasing use over a 3-year period so that the number of errors shrinks over time. So what's interesting about the calculation is that the reduction in time and cost of resolving errors is so impactful that the majority of that financial impact is immediate. Even as the reduction in the number of errors grows from 10 to 50% over that period of time, the financial impact only improves incrementally from almost 60,000 a year to a little over 61,000 in year 3. So I know you're all thinking, that sounds great, marketing guy, but how does this work and how am I going to get the most out of it? And for those answers to those very good questions, I'm going to pass things over to Kevin. Kevin, please take it away.
Thank you, Dave. Welcome, everyone. Today, I'm going to cover all the important features of our error management with some tips and tricks and few flows which I've built for you today. So let me start with AI and machine learning. So Celigo leverages powerful machine learning algorithm to analyze all the error messages. Then the text classification engine will categorize those errors into 8 classifications, which we have. Then also to enhance the accuracy, we use natural language processing. So it uses natural language processing to extract the relevant text from the error message, then to calculate predictive score for each classification based on the text message, and then whichever the classification receive the highest score, it will get assigned to that particular error message. So let us take this example. Say you get an error saying that failed to export Walmart order 123. There is a technical system encounter some technical error, internal server error. So let us take this example. Now our ML model will read this particular message. It will first reduce its text to do some deeper analysis. For example, Walmart order 123 is informative in nature, but it doesn't help in doing any root cause analysis. So what it will do is it will look for text like failed to export order or internal server error, and then it will do some predictive analysis for each classification, and the classification which receives highest score will be assigned to that particular error message. So in this case, this error will be classified as intermittent error. Now moving to the next slide, this is the report which we have pulled from our BI tool, which clearly shows that approximately 500 millions of errors are passed through our ML model, from which 95% of the errors are resolved because of our auto resolve feature, which I will be covering in the next slide. So before covering auto resolve feature, let me cover trace key. So whenever you enable auto resolve feature with matching trace key at the flow level, Integrator IO is smart enough to identify a unique field from the application, which will be assigned as a trace key, which will help in uniquely identify an error. So now let us take two scenarios. Say you are exporting your customer from your e-commerce into your ERP, and the flow is running every 15 minutes. You encounter an error saying that the last name is missing. So now you went to the source application, you did fix the error. So based on the matching trace key, integrator IO is smart enough to know that when the flow run next time that this record has been resolved, and it will auto resolve that particular error message for you. So you don't have to worry about manually resolving that particular error message in integrator IO. Now let us take second scenario where you are getting the same message for one of the record and the flow is running every 15 minutes. You did not get chance to resolve the error in your source application. So in that case, say if the flow is running every 15 minutes, same error will come up again and again. And if you enable the auto resolve feature, integrator IO is smart enough from based on the matching trace key, it will see that okay, these are all duplicates error referring to the same record. It will auto resolve all the errors and it will just skip last rec last error from the last one so that you can just focus on the error which you have to, which will save a lot of time for you. Now, let us discuss auto-retry. So whenever an error is classified as an intermittent error, integrator IO will auto-retry for 4 times with specific interval of time. So it will reduce a lot of errors, which rather you had to fix manually. Now, let us discuss auto recovery, which is a very new feature available for rate limit errors. So for for all the new connection as well as for the existing connection, you have an option to enable auto recovery limit errors. So whenever your connection will run into rate limit errors, if you enable this particular option, what it will do is it will reduce the concurrency and will set it to 1. Then it will wait for specific time and it will again retry. So say for example, first waiting time will be for 1 minute, then 2 minutes, then for 4 minutes, up to 1024 minutes. And meanwhile, it will check and it will keep on retrying until it receives a successful message. And say for example, what it will do is it will also intelligently increment your concurrency until all the records are been passed to the end application or until it reached the target concurrency level. And if you know into detail about our auto recovery feature, there are help documents which are available, and if and even I will be sharing the link after this session. Now let us discuss about auto detecting. So whenever integrator IO recognizes any API outages, and if the connection went down, it will pause all the running flows. It will keep on checking whether the connection is up or not. If the connection is up, it will resume the flows. And meanwhile, if any error is classified as intermittent, it will auto resolve up to a day. So it is a very powerful feature. So now moving to my next slide. So whenever you subscribe for a notification, integrator IO will check every 15 minutes in case if there are any new errors. And if there are, you will get an email notification with all the new errors as well as auto resolve errors, and you can manage all the subscription, like which user gets subscription for which flow. Now coming to the other part, what you can do is, as all the errors APIs are available, you can send notification to your Slack channel or to your teams. And with the help of Flow, I will be demoing that today. So now let me do one thing. Let me segue to Integrator IO to showcase our dashboard, analytics, and few flows which I've built for today's session.